A few videos ago, I talked about positioning and split it up into two main sections: frontline and backline. I then explained how some heroes are better in different positions than others due to the range of their weapons and abilities. For example, Brig is a frontline support because she heals by dealing damage with her flail. Not mace, this is a mace. This is a flail. I also briefly mentioned that Ana is one of the supports that plays in the backline because of her insane range, which is why she's such a good support. Unless she gets dove by Winston or Sombra, she's practically untouchable at this range that she's played at. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get the most value out of her by playing her at such range and by using your abilities to your advantage. I'm going to tell you how you should be using sleep and biotic grenade in a way that benefits your team the most. But first, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and leave a like on this video, as I want to continue making Overwatch 2 related content that's not only entertaining, but educational too. First things first, kit breakdown. She has a sniper with amazing range that can both heal and damage depending on who you're shooting. If you shoot a teammate, they get healed. If you shoot an enemy, they take damage. Pretty simple stuff really. Her two main abilities are Sleep Dart and Biotic Grenade. Sleep Dart is an obvious one. It's a sleep dart. This stuns DPS and support enemies for 5 seconds and tanks for 3 seconds. However, if the enemy who has slept is attacked, they'll wake up instantly. So you have to use this ability tactically. Your Biotic Grenade deals damage to enemies and gives them the anti-heal debuff, meaning their supports can't heal them and they can't pick up health packs. If it hits a teammate, it gives them some health and a healing buff, meaning they get more health from supports healing them. This brings me on to my first tip on learning how to play Ana, and that's to use your Biotic Grenade as an attack move rather than a defense move. Using Biotic Grenade as a means to keep your teammate alive is a valuable thing to do, but using it to anti-heal the enemy team is much more valuable because it means they die a hell of a lot easier. If you're lucky, your grenade will hit both a teammate and an enemy at the same time due to your teammates playing aggressively and in your enemy's face. So think of it as an ability you use to attack with a teammate, just at more of a range. You can throw this super far at an arc, so you can hit insane cross maps with it and help your team even when you're playing way in the backline. Whilst you're a support, you're gonna want to be helping with dealing damage to enemies, because not only does it mean your team can easily wipe the enemy team, it means you build up your ult charge quicker. This brings me on to my next tip on learning how to play Ana, and that's to be constantly damaging as well as healing to build up your ult charge. Doing both healing and damage will charge up your ult faster, meaning you get a lot of them and in turn win more team fights because of the damage output from your entire team. You'd be surprised at how much damage Ana can actually do. She's a perfect counter to flying enemies because she's a hit scan, which allows her to hit both teammates and enemies a lot easier than usual. Obviously you still need to have pretty good aim, but that comes with practice. There's a bunch of aim training modes in custom games, so you can always play around with those. My third tip on learning how to play Ana is to know when to ult, who to ult, and why to ult. Unfortunately, nano isn't something you can use on yourself. It's used to aid teammates by making them deal more damage, so who to ult is pretty obvious. It should always be someone who can get value out of it in their ult, or someone who already does high damage without nano, and so will do a lot more damage with nano. Don't just use nano because you have it though. You can hold on to it until you need it in a big team fight. Your team isn't going to get much value out of it if there's only a few enemies contesting point. Wait till there's more enemies and wipe the whole team, in turn buying yourself more time to play the objective. My fourth and final tip on learning how to play Ana is to use your sleep dart sparingly, almost as a type of failsafe. You don't need to be randomly sleeping enemies, as that's just a waste of your ability. Use it when you know you're in danger. For example, if a Ramatra is ulting, you can sleep him and shut him down. You can do a lot with this ability in terms of shutting down the enemy team entirely, not just their ult. You can create a massive stagger with your sleep dart if you're skilled enough, and if your teammates aren't stupid and don't just wake up the slept enemy. And that just about does it for my guide on how to play Ana. Overall, she's one of the support heroes that takes a lot of skill to play well, but in turn adds a lot of value to any team she's on. As you've probably seen in the gameplay in the background, I'm not great at playing Ana. So I recommend that you go and watch someone like ML7 or SK, because those guys are absolutely nuts at playing her to a T and understand her kit more than anybody else. Alternatively, just experiment with her. Try her out in quick play, and when you get to a level where you feel like you're getting good at her and can actually play her competently, take her into ranked. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Once again, I'm going to ask you to like this video, as it lets me know that you find these videos not only to be helpful, but entertaining. Let me know if you have any requests for other heroes in the comments below, and subscribe so you don't miss that guide when it comes out. There are some heroes that I probably won't be able to make a guide on simply because I don't play them enough, but there are many more heroes on the list that I can make guides on than I can't make guides on. Finally, have a nice day or night if you're watching this at night, and make sure to check out my other videos. Not only will I appreciate it, but you might too.